When Shafiq Batambuze signed for Tusker from Uganda, he was a darling for many, handing the Brewers the Kenya Premier League title in 2016. His illustrious career led him to joining champions Gor Mahia, where he featured from Continental Championships to the SportPesa international fixture against English Premier League side Everton. But the worst happened when he suffered a career-threatening injury that kept him out for the better part of the 2019 season. With no help, he resorted to begging and calling to well-wishers to come to his aid. Questions abound. Didn't the player have a contract with Gor Mahia? Wasn't medical part of the contract? Why would a player beg when he has a running contract? Didn't he have rights? And weren't those rights violated and abused?
Wanafaa tokelezea, wakitokelezea kwa wingi, I think even in 3 days I can do the surgery. Because it looks like a big money, but ni pesa kidogo. Yeah, according to Gor Mahia fans, even nadhani wanaruka hiyo 400. Ni wengi sana, they are a lot.
Locally and internationally, athletes' rights have been abused. Early 2018, Simone Biles, a decorated American athlete in world of gymnastics, hit headlines when she spoke about her sexual abuse in the hands of former United States gymnastics team doctor Larry Nassar. Biles, who lit up the Rio 2016 Olympic Games as she won 4 gold medals, described the abuse in a statement posted on Twitter. Her rights as an athlete were abused and violated. Not just athletes. Major sporting events have been described as breeding grounds for violation of human rights in sports, from the Beijing 2008 Olympics and the 2018 Russia World Cup, where 21 deaths were reported. The latest, Qatar 2022 World Cup Games. In its ongoing preparations, already Qatar has been accused of fostering abuse of migrant workers with a total of 1.4 million migrants. Violations ranging from unpaid wages and dangerous working conditions. International Trade Union Confederation estimates 1,200 migrant workers have died at work since construction began on World Cup stadiums. It projects the number could rise to 4,000 by 2022.
If I die on the mountain path,
if I die on the mountain path,
hey, if I die on the mountain path.
It is as a result of some of these cases that a civil rights activist group took up a 21-kilometer walking challenge to raise awareness and advocate for the rights of sports people in Kenya. The human rights group named Climb for Justice traversed the Hebrew Forest in Naivasha. A tough challenge it was. Step by step, the mission for advocating of sports people rights had to be achieved.
I'm glad to be part of this team because every step counts and each step I take is a step towards justice.
The rights of sportsmen and women need to be safeguarded. They be paid well. Insurance is important because when I get hurt in the middle of a sports game, I need to take care of myself, and if I am not paid well, then that's the end of my sports career, and that's the only business that I know. So even for sportsmen and sportswomen out there, we are not doing this for our own rights. We are doing it for the rights of every Kenyan.
It's a chance to just come and be part of something that is bigger than every one of us. Human rights is for everyone. It's not just for women. It's not just for men. It's for everyone.
It's first about wellness, and what happens is that when you're fit, you're able to counter any problem that comes before you. And for me, it's about fighting injustice.
21 kilometers covered. Mission accomplished.
Remember, if you're not being paid well, join us. We will advocate for your rights and for the rights of every other Kenyan. First and foremost, you are a Kenyan, and then you are a sportswoman or a sports person. And when Kenya fails, it fails not just for us, but also for you as a sports person.
As human rights defenders, we start with our women in their achievement, but at the same time, we start with them when they are faced with challenges, when they are denied basic remunerations, when they are denied opportunities to go ahead or to realize their potential. We start with them even when they denied their hard-earned resources, and we've seen opportunities that they are denied because of a very patriarchal society where we find that most of the top leadership, even in sports, is led by men, and they try to limit the number of women that should go ahead and advance their careers, and some of them who are doing it in sport. And we feel that we have to be vocal, and as a Human Rights Defenders Coalition, through Crime for Justice, we are going to say no to injustices and no to discrimination that even happens within the realm of sports.
It is a pain endurance exercise that involves sacrificing one's own comfort to advocate for the rights of a fellow Kenyan. Their efforts spiced up by the Center for Human Rights and Sports created in Geneva with the following areas of focus: improving workers' safety to help end injuries on stadium and other infrastructure construction sites, pressing for remedies for victims of human rights abuses tied to major global sporting events, tackling systemic discrimination against women and LGBT people in sport and beyond, and ensuring the protection of athletes, rights monitors, journalists, and right defenders. The center recommends the International Olympic Committee and FIFA to add strong, transparent human rights for future international events, FIFA and other sports bodies to join existing human rights initiatives regarding international games. No international sports events for countries designated by Freedom House as not free. Reporting for K24 TV from Ebru Forest, my name is Apopo Mjema.